think Akeem here, Sam, has got to find more angles, have more thought. Just keep away. He doesn't need to take these punches.
Not at all.
He's torturing himself. He's using that elbow, that bent arm. The referee's warned him a couple of times. He's using that elbow to keep Quiroga away. It's a good weapon if he can get away with it.
And the key word that you use there, he has been warned once. A second warning, and then, of course, a point deduction could be rather disastrous in this fight, the way it is going at the moment. And there's the bell. Both fighters exchanging punches at the bell. As Robert Quiroga, Kid Akeem battle out here and heading for the 6th round of a scheduled 12-rounder at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio, Texas. Sam Smith, along with Robert Welch, and we are delighted that we have been able to join you on a Saturday afternoon that has seen championship fighting. Welcome Nikita, getting his championship retained in the IBF Junior Featherweight over Hurley Sneed. Took him all 12 rounds to do it. And this one is progressing towards round 6, also set for 12.
Well, this is World Championship Boxing back in San Antonio, Sam, after a long, long break. They say the homecoming for Robert Quiroga because he's never fought as a world champion before until today. Robert's back, world title's back to San Antonio.
And again, Quiroga off of that stool early again. Beto Martinez, who has been working on his cut, satisfied. There's no problem there. And this is round 6. The challenger, Kid Akeem, Anifowoshe. And Robert Quiroga of San Antonio in the white, the champion. Anifowoshe fighting out of the gymnasiums out in Las Vegas that houses, as we mentioned, a former champion, Robert Mayweather, who's working in the corner with him today.
All the time here, Robert Quiroga must be thinking to himself, I've got to do something because this eye may not hold out forever. I've got to get in, try and put this guy down because I don't think I've got 12 rounds left.
Quiroga, as a matter of fact, now keep in mind this is only his 17th fight. It's been 12 rounds 4 times. Anifowoshe has been 12 rounds only once. So quite obviously, if they should go the distance, it would be the more foreign ground to the NABF champions. As a matter of fact, he won the title, or defended it in 12 rounds the second time he had to defend.
Well, here we have a change of emphasis here. We now got Akeem, who has Robert Quiroga trapped on the ropes.
And the blood now starting to pour a little more freely from that cut again on the left eye.
So I think Akeem is saying, well, anything you can do, I can do better. I'm going to get you trapped against the ropes. Robert Quiroga, the last minute or so, has lost his rhythm. He seems to be coming into Akeem, meeting that bent elbow. Akeem forcing him back a little bit. The fight Akeem should have done from the beginning. Akeem putting those punches together, pushing forward, putting that elbow into Robert Quiroga's nose. In fact, the eye of Robert Quiroga, Sam, is now bursting open again. There's blood coming out of it. We haven't seen that since the beginning.
We keep using the word cut. There are plural. There are 2 cuts, one on the eyebrow and one on the eyelid. And we have now reached the 6th round.
Also, I think Kid Akeem's got a little mouth bleed somewhere. We can see blood on his lips most of the time. Robert Quiroga digging deep there.
50 seconds left to go in the 6th round, halfway through. Scheduled 12-rounder. Kid Akeem now starting to, again, use that left jab a little more.
Right, snick through there, Sam, right onto Robert Quiroga's eye.
Neither puncher being able to throw the big bombing punches we saw early in the fight. An accumulation of punches, certainly, by both.
Robert Quiroga looking a real bloody mess in this round here. The worst we've seen him since the round the cut appeared. Akeem coming forward. Sense he can do something here. Rainy in those blows. Nice little friendly tap on the pants there from Kid Akeem to a guy who said, you're a chicken. I think after 5 rounds in the ring, he says, you're not so much chicken, you're a good fighter too.
Well, I tell you, if he's a chicken, he's one of those mad roosters, because he's fighting well tonight.
Over the Robert Quiroga corner here, they're trying to patch it up. You can see the pain, Sam, as they put that stuff on him. He's shrieking in there. Not nice at all. Robert Quiroga in difficult waters here, Sam.
You know, what's interesting as the round card girl went by the corner of Quiroga, almost in unison, almost all of the card people looked up to see what round it was, as I think they've been so concerned about stopping the cut, or at least the bleeding from the cuts, that they've kind of lost perspective on where it is in the round. And 3 of the 4 people working in the corner over there all looked to the card to see what round it was, and we're heading for the 7th.
Yeah, they're in deep concentration over there. In fact, Sam, you can see they have managed to staunch that cut this time. There's still a little trickle coming out as if we come out now for the next round. Round 7 it is then. These 2 fighting cocks take it up again. Kid Akeem in the flashy black and red trunks. Robert Quiroga from San Antonio, Texas in the white feathery trunks, I think we can call them, Sam.
Now keep in mind that Kid Akeem is a champion of sorts, the North American Boxing Federation title. He won that in April, a 7th round knockout over Cesar Martinez. Has defended that title 3 times, but now steps up to the IBF. In the junior bantamweight scheduled for 12 today against the champion Quiroga. Quiroga trying to dig inside. Kid Akeem trying to loop the punches. Matter of fact, with that reach advantage for Akeem, he gets actually too close to do any damage with those punches.
He's trying to get a rhythm going, Sam. He's trying to throw that left deep and then come across with the right. There we saw it. Measure up the left, come across with the right. He's getting through onto that eye quite regularly now.
He is indeed.
Well, we've now gone past the 6 rounds mark, Sam, so we're into uncharted territory. There's going to be a winner here. We can't have any funny decisions. We're going to get a retention or a new champ.
Yep.
Akeem's very difficult with that shoulder-on, bent-arm tactic, because he's so tall that Robert Quiroga runs into the hand without Akeem really trying to do it. There we are, we see it again.
And the only way for Quiroga to get a good shot at it is to go quickly left, but unfortunately that runs right into the right hand, and you don't want to do that. So he is at a kind of a no-win situation with that turned body of Akeem. A bloody mess is the champion right now, Robert Quiroga. However, there is some blood on Kid Akeem as well. He has been bleeding from the lip since round 1. No problem there, however.
Well, I saw the working on his left eye in the corner in the break.
Little skirmish going on outside the ring has momentarily halted the concentration inside. For the fans, anyway.
Akeem there, crouching forward, leaning down, pulling that bent arm out. He protects himself very well. Looking at that left eye of Robert Quiroga, and that's his target. There we saw it again. Throw the right hand out, flash on it.
Quiroga throwing a punch over the top. Again, Kid Akeem ducking in, trying to get those body punches, and then, as Robin pointed out, coming back with the right, is round number 7's in the book now.
Well, that's an Akeem round on my card.
Woo. That's going to be a tough one. That was one of the, I have to agree with you. I think I do. 10-9 on him, which means he has now won 3 out of the last 4 on our cards unofficially. Possibly with Quiroga coming up and getting the 5th round when he came back and retaliated. And a good look at Quiroga. Again, still concerned over the cuts, but not as much as early on.
Well, on our card, Sam, we got Kid Akeem ahead by 1 point at the moment.
Right.
Done a quick running total there, 76-77.
And there you get a good look at him. Now that, with a probably 75 cents, gets you a cup of coffee anywhere in America, probably, this scorecard. Because the judges are the guys that officially will score it at the end of 12, if indeed we go that far.
Robert Quiroga, anxious once again, Sam, as ever. He's there, raring to go. Kid Akeem is always lolling back in his seat, taking his time. Well, we seem to be taking up round 8 where Kid Akeem left off in round 7. He's picking off Robert Quiroga. Robert coming forward. He's also lost his rhythm a bit. He's not quite sure what to do here. Akeem has managed to settle himself down. Crowd also stopped roaring a bit, Sam. I think that's turning Akeem's favour. He knows he's got something now.
Quiroga trying to get him back in it with a combination. You know, we made mention early on, even though Quiroga creeps towards the ropes, that the place that Kid Akeem wants to fight this fight is right where they are right now, and that's the center of the ring. Use that height, use that reach advantage. Do not get trapped on the ropes where he got himself in some trouble early.
Well, there's nothing wrong when Akeem actually gets Robert on the ropes because he's able to pummel him from that extra height. Put those blows in, hold him still and get a good clear shot of that eye. That's what boxing is about, Sam. It's a brutal sport. If you've got the guy in trouble, you try and finish him off.
And there's not a lot of excuse me's passed out in any of the 4 corners of this ring.